Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Paul, the Canadian Snowman, here once again with another awesome Geography Now video. Another, well, at least for me, kind of unknown country, Malta. Kind of very for me, it's unknown. Just like the previous country, I don't know anything, anything at all. I did when I was searching for the flag. Two different flags popped up. One kind of had like a star or something, like it was in the middle, and I was like, I don't want to pick the wrong flag, so I went back to Geography Now and looked, in their thumbnail what flag they use. I just copied the flag that they use because I didn't want to end up with the wrong flag up there. Uh, Maybe someone can inform me, I guess, the difference. I mean, one might not even be Malta's flag, so I guess that would be might be the reason why. But yeah, anyways, another country which we're gonna learn something new about, or at least me, and yeah, fun countries that you don't know nothing about, and then down the line when this country might be brought up in a conversation, you might actually remember a fact or two about it. Like, oh yeah, there's this, and so because I'm a very forgetful person, so I'll probably forget 99% of what I learn in these videos, but I will remember 1% of it, and then and sometime in a conversation or watching something, it'll pop up in my head like, oh yeah, I remember that. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna jump into this video. Doo-doo-doo. All right. Before we do, please hit that like and subscribe button below, please, and thank you. Helps me out a lot. And here, this awesome dude right here, his name is Paul. He is like the founder of Geography Now. Seems like such a cool dude. And yeah, you definitely need to subscribe to Geography Now because they give me the content for this.
Oh, what's that? Geography Now t-shirts? Yes, you can get one now at geographynow.com. Anyway, this place. It's like the strangest little...
I will definitely, where's my paper? I'll remember. I'm going to order me a Geography Now t-shirt. They give me enough content, so before my Geography Now series is up, before I do every single country, before I'm done all those videos, you'll see me with a Geography Now t-shirt. Watch.
Little sovereign island nation with the strangest little language, with the strangest little homes, on the strangest little landscape.
Ah, why thank you.
I said sovereign, your constituent.
Oh, you did not just...
Okay, time to go.
No!
What?
Anyway, this episode is about Malta.
Okay.
It's time to learn geography.
Now! Hey everybody, I'm your host Barbs. The only thing most people from the outside world have heard about this place would probably be the Maltese dog, voted the world's best therapy dog, and if trained well can become millionaires. Literally. But there's so much more.
I forgot about the Maltese dog, so yeah, I guess that would be the only thing that I know is the name Malta. Isn't there like a drink? Like a Malta, isn't that some kind of drink? I don't know.
Voted the world's best therapy dog, and if trained well can become millionaires. Literally. But there's so much more, I promise you. There's temples, cliffs, octopi, strange words, and a lot of limestone.
And if any of you guys from Malta want to send those twisty things, I do love them.
Wow, Keith, that's quite the Malteser for this episode.
No, seriously, I do want them.
Now, for Malta, everything, literally everything, is like a step back into time. This entire country is like a living, breathing museum. I mean, it's no wonder that movies like Gladiator, Troy, Captain Phillips, and TV's Game of Thrones were all shot here. First of all, Malta is a small island archipelago nation, the 5th smallest in Europe, located in the Mediterranean Sea, just about 50 miles or 80 kilometers south of Sicily, Italy. Made up of many small islands and islets, however, the 3 main islands are Malta, where about 90% of the population lives, and Gozo, next to Little Comino, which acts as a bird sanctuary, and although it has 2 main hotels and shopping centers, only about 3 residents actually live on the island permanently.
What?
The country is divided into 5 regions, which are further divided into 68 local councils, with the capital Valletta located on the northeastern side of the main.
Okay. Since they have hotels there, and there's only 3 residents that work there, only 3 residents that live there, I'm assuming that it's like seasonal jobs. Like you probably go work there through the summer, and they give you a place to stay throughout the summer while the tourists are there, or whenever the tourists come, and then you kind of just go back home afterwards. It's kind of what my process is, thinking. I don't know. the three people that live there, just they like birds. I don't know. Interesting though, very interesting.
Further divided into 68 local councils, with the capital Valletta located on the northeastern side of the main island. However, keep in mind, Valletta proper only takes up this small peninsula located in the greater metropolitan Bay Area. The area also includes the second and third largest cities, Birkirkara and Kormi. Otherwise, the largest city on Gozo would be Victoria. The country only has one main airport, Malta International. Otherwise, if you'd like to visit Gozo or Comino, you can take a short ferry from the Surkewa ferry, which has regular daily service to each one. Speaking of which, Valletta has like over 300 monuments and is crowned by UNESCO as the most concentrated historical area in the world. If you come here, first thing you'll notice an abundance of beige and tan buildings and houses. They're all made of the typical Mediterranean limestone. And the best part, no property tax. But you know, it's all a write-off, so just, compartmentalize your assets versus liabilities and manage your capital to accommodate the remaining principal plus interest until you qualify to refinance it a few months and you'll be fine. Yeah, I just bought a house. Anyway, back to Malta. Malta may be small, but oh man, does it have history. They have megaliths older than the pyramids of Giza. It has places mentioned in ancient texts like Calypso's cave and
I just want to say, it does not surprise me at all that they have awesome history. I mean, think about it, you had Carthage like on one side, and you had Rome on the other side, and they're in the middle. So it was just bound to have tons of history, and I'm sure a lot of this history too goes even before then. But yeah, just where it's located, it does not surprise me at all. The history of it, so that's really cool. I already know this is one of those places I want to visit, because if it's a place that looks like it's taken place back in that time period, definitely want to visit.
megaliths older than the pyramids of Giza. It has places mentioned in ancient texts like Calypso's cave in Homer's Odyssey. Paul the Apostle from the Bible was supposedly shipwrecked here, which is why Malta is considered an apostolic see, which is kind of like a site of significance founded by an apostle of Jesus. Oh, and many of you may or may not have, or probably not have, heard of the Military Sovereign Order of Malta. This is a weird separate entity from Malta, which has relations to Malta, and we don't have too much time to explain in this episode. We will make...
All right, that's the flag I've seen right here. That when I was searching Malta, flag, this is the other one that popped up, and so I had to make sure I had the right flag, because I'm not sure what this represents. He's probably going to tell me later on the video, but if he doesn't, you guys should totally let me know. Maybe it's just a flag of these guys.
Entity from Malta, which has relations to Malta, and we don't have too much time to explain in this episode. We will make a whole video related to it later. Stay tuned. There are so many sites and places of interest in Malta. However, some of the top and lesser known ones might include places like the Manuel Theater, various forts like these, the Castile Palace, the Saluting Battery, the Grand Master's Palace, the Palace Square and National Library of Malta, the War, Aviation and Maritime Museum, the National Aquarium, the Falconry Center, the catacomb complexes of Rabat, the Jesus Tree, the Old Prison, the Duck Village of Il Gezira, Victoria Citadel with various museums like the Folklore, Archaeology, and Natural Science Museums, the Mosta Dome, the third largest unsupported dome roof in the world, the Popeye Village in Anchor Bay, built for the Popeye movie and it was just kind of left there, and of course any of these various megalithic temples scattered on both Malta and Gozo. And that's just the man-made stuff. When it comes to nature, Malta has an interesting way of using its limited space, which brings us to...
It's like, such a small country, but I bet even if you took a vacation there for a week, there's no way you could even probably visit half of this stuff. Cause the cool museums and just the cool sites to go see, there's no way you'd be able to see it all, even though it's a small country. But it's also a good thing that it's a small country, because then everything's kind of close by, because how small the country is. So definitely cool stuff, man. Definitely awesome architecture.
So, just like its buildings, you look at Malta's land and would think, how exactly would I describe this? First of all, the country lies in a relatively stable part of the Mediterranean Ridge, a part of the larger African plate zone in the Mediterranean. They enjoy a comfortable Mediterranean climate with mild winters and hot summers. The islands are generally bumpy with low hills, and the highest point, Ta de Mierek, located on the cliffs of the south side of Malta Island, and the 3 small ridges dotting the west side. Otherwise, 5 main natural bays and harbors can be found all over Malta Island, which has made it a historical maritime hub, especially with the Grand Harbor in Valletta, Valletta. Unfortunately, the most iconic landmark of the country, the Azur Window, a 28-meter tall natural stone arch in Gozo Island, was destroyed in a storm back in 2017. Yeah, pretty sad story.
Damn.
Okay, this is the part where I typically say triple shot of espresso break, and then Noah comes in so I don't lose my voice by the end of the episode. But Noah's not here because he's traveling, so let's get someone who's basically like Noah. Our token female, Hannah.
Are you sure? I can never replace Noah. I mean, won't your subscribers, like, judge me?
Hannah, it's the internet. Getting judged means people are paying attention to you and they think you're worth an opinion, okay? Just read what I wrote for you on the teleprompter and you'll be fine.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna read what you wrote, so if I get any hate, it's your fault.
She learns fast.
Malta has no permanent rivers or lakes, and most fresh water comes from either desalination or groundwater pumping. Nonetheless, the shores and beaches are beyond beautiful,
Cool.
with places like the Blue Grotto and the main island. There's also great snorkeling with the coral reefs that can be found in places like Tuna Reef, Coral Gardens, and the Crystal Lagoon. With a high population density, virtually every square inch of the land is used, despite only about 5% of the population working in agriculture. Crops are diverse with items like potatoes, grapes, tomatoes, and cauliflower taking up the majority of produce. The national animal is actually not the Maltese dog, but rather the Pharaoh hound.
You guys gotta have some, like, I guess some open land, because, you know, I'm sure there's parks and stuff, right? I mean, it's not like it's that condensed, right? I mean, sure there's trails and fill forests and stuff to kind of, you know, get away from it all, right? It's not, make it kind of sound like there's nothing, there's no nature there, but you got the nature island. Never mind. Never mind, I'll stop interrupting.
The majority of produce. The national animal is actually not the Maltese dog, but rather the Pharaoh hound, traditionally used to hunt rabbits, which is one of the most popular meats on the island. Speaking of which, food! The name Malta in itself possibly means honey from ancient Greek, and today they take cuisine very seriously. You'll get a lot of pasta and meat, however some national dishes and drinks might include things like Maltese ice cream. As mentioned, they love cooking different types of finnick or rabbit, kinny, fish like lampuka, sea bass, and octopus are popular, Maltese sausage, spaghetti rizzi, and the national dish, pastisi.
And twisties. Send me some.
Otherwise, yeah, Malta's economy is mostly built off of the service sector with a huge emphasis on tourism, which is easy for the multilingual populace. Now let's talk about the Maltese people, shall we?
Do it. Definitely some interesting food. I've never ate rabbit before, so that I would definitely like to try that. You know, try some new stuff here. But anyways, back to the people.
Thank you, Hannah. Follow her on Instagram. We've
Thank you,
talked
Hannah.
about how the buildings are confusing, the landscape is confusing, but now we reach the biggest anomaly, the Maltese people. Who and what exactly are they? Well, first of all, the country has just about 450,000 people and is one of the most densely packed European nations. The majority of the country is made up of ethnic Maltese, that number about 95%, and the rest are non-Maltese people, mostly British and Italian. They use the euro as their currency, they use a Type G British-style plug outlet, and they drive on the left side of the road. Yeah, left side and Type G. That gives you a little hint on their backstory. Now let's talk about what it means to be Maltese. First of all, the language. In the simplest way I can condense it, Maltese is a fusion language. It is the only Semitic language recognized by the EU, and it is the only Semitic language written in a Latin alphabet. They have a bunch of weird dotted letters and a strange H with a slash through it. It follows the same structure and overall grammar of Arabic, and about 1/3 of its vocabulary comes from Arabic. About half of the words are Italian or Sicilian Italian based, and the rest are mostly English and French derived. It's a really interesting language. If you've never heard of it, Maltese geography's Bradley and Julia sent me this.
Bonjour, كيف انتم؟
نسبر لكل الشو.
نشتاق لكم الجنات الطيبة.
Ciao.
Did you notice that? In the beginning they said bonjour, kif intom, that's like a mix of French and Arabic, but then at the end they say ciao, which is Italian. And all that is like normal for them. Now, why is the language structured like this? Well, basically, after the Byzantine Empire,
You're gonna speak Arabic.
Nope, you're gonna speak Italian.
Nope, now Napoleon wants you to speak French.
Nope, we're gonna teach you some English now. How about you introduce yourself?
basically, after Malta became a Christian nation, a bunch of people were still speaking Arabic, but they were cut off from the predominantly Muslim Arab world, so the dialect was free to kind of drift off and become its own thing. Centuries later, Maltese was born. Today, the country's two official languages are Maltese and English. No shocker, they were once a British territory for 150 years. The vast majority of citizens are bilingual or even trilingual with Italian. They love watching Italian TV shows, but otherwise, culture! It's basically a Latin European-based country with a splash of Arab and Semitic roots with with a strong Anglo-influenced undertone. It's Maltese. They have the second most national holidays in the EU at 14, just behind Cyprus with 17.
Wow.
Every village celebrates a week of festivities called Il Festa. Some big ones in the summer include these. Catholicism plays a huge role in culture, as over 90% claim to fall under their religion. However, they are very open to embracing contemporary values as well. Crime levels are incredibly low. LGBT rights are respected. They are known for making traditional Maltese lace. It's used for everything like pillows and tablecloths and gloves. They also make a lot of filigree jewelry, which utilizes meticulously woven gold or silver wires. Oh, and this symbol is called the Maltese cross. You might see it a lot in Malta because it's the Maltese cross. It's theirs. Bocce ball and water polo and
Makes
horse
sense.
racing are popular sports. Yeah, stuff like that. Okay, history time. We don't have a lot of time to explain everything, but in the quickest way I can condense it. Prehistoric era, Copper Age, Bronze Age, Phoenician and Carthaginian era, Romans, Christianity, Byzantines, Arabs, Normans, Middle Ages, Knights of St. John, Turks, Valletta is built. The French come in for like 2 years. The British come in. 1964 independence, 1974 republic, 1979 Freedom Day, 2004 they joined the EU, 2008 the Eurozone, and here we are today. Some famous people from Malta or of Maltese descent might include people like Joseph Kaleha, Ira Losco, Andre Shembri, Tony Pulis, Charlene Spiteri, Dom Mintoff, Ella Ayer. A lot of you suggested I mention this YouTuber guy, and apparently I was told Meghan Markle's great-great-grandmother was born in Malta, as well as Britney Spears' great-great-great-grandfather in 1873, so to Maltese people it still kind of counts. Yeah, when your country has less than 500,000 people, every little piece counts, including the last segment of this episode, the... In World War I, Malta was nicknamed the Hospital of the Mediterranean, as many soldiers were sent there. To this day, they've always kind of had a nice neutral place on the diplomatic spectrum. For one, Tunisia and Libya have been their best friends in northern Africa. Both countries are probably the only Arab-speaking countries that can kind of understand the Maltese language. All of them have had a lot of exposure to the Italian language, and many can pick up easily. Also, they like to travel to each other's countries and do business. Australia has been a close friend for a long time, as they have the largest Maltese community outside of Malta. During war years, many fled to the country, which of course was also a British colony at the time, and today many of those that remained have relatives in Australia that they like to visit regularly. When it comes to the best friends, however, most Maltese people I have talked to have said probably the UK and Italy. These two countries have played the biggest role in outside influence on Malta. It's funny though, because for a long time, many people were fighting to make Italian an official language, but after English won, it kind of created the division of political parties. Also, whenever they watch soccer, football, matches, they're kind of torn between which nation to root for, and if one loses, they can kind of bandwagon off of the other. Either way, they love both. In conclusion, you look at Malta and think, Catholic, Arabic, Italian-ish speaking people that drive on the left side of the road. How would I even label that? Well, you would label it as Malta.
And send me twisties.
Stay tuned, the Marshall Islands is coming up next.
Nice. Malta. Add that to the list of the so many countries I want to go visit now. Oh, man. You know, they got speaking the languages, you know, low crime rate. Man, I bet, you know, since it's so condensed, I bet it'd be so hard to like immigrate there, you know, if you want to become like a citizen or something. But yeah, it definitely looks like beautiful, beautiful country. And yeah, I guess location, it's all about location, man. Like you guys, that's a lot of history, man. Like a lot of people wanted Malta. A lot of people stopping by, a lot of people, yeah, just taking over. It was not like that though, but just, you know, it's just, I think it's a strategic spot, you know. So, anyways, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button below. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of Malta. Definitely a cool small country that packs a big punch, apparently, because they got a lot to offer in that small country. And anyways, guys, yeah, hit that like and subscribe. Catch you guys in future videos. It's always a blast. And yeah, that's about it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And what country's tomorrow? I don't know. I forget what they said. But anyways, peace. Catch you guys in future videos. I am out. You guys have a great day. Thank you for watching.